All right, welcome back. We have an unexpected but expected feature match. Chris York, who we saw just defeat Juan, was originally scheduled to play against Phillip, Fat Kitty, who uh, took a nap and overslept a bit. We had Juan come and step in for the feature match, but now he's here, and we have a bit of time between now and the start of the next feature match. We're getting a bonus fourth match for the week here. Uh, I'm following York this time, and he's playing against Philip M. Fat Kitty. What's going on in his hand over there?
Phillip has back for seconds. It'd be cooler if York had it because that'd be so great for his second
I
match.
mean, he is
But
back for
he's got,
seconds.
does he? That is great.
No, but he is back for seconds.
Yeah. He's got a full hand of four lands back for seconds. The Witch Stalker. Funnily enough, the Thunderous Duelist. So we'll see if that card's any good.
Which one is
Uh,
that? Oh, is that the 8 mana spell?
yes, it is.
Okay, the Thunderous debut. Yeah, okay. York,
I
I
just
mean, I guess we're seeing what one of his splashes is for. Very strange splash here. Taigam Ojitai Master, which is a white blue card from Mom. I believe if you've attacked with it, you can cast an instant or sorcery with rebound that turn. Bit of a strange one, I'll say, but we'll see how it plays out here. He doesn't quite have the mana to cast it, but it's pretty looking.
I
You,
mean, once again, here comes the troll though, and I don't think Kitty has any way to deal with this currently right now.
Yeah, like I mentioned, I mean, I guess we didn't get that video got scrapped unfortunately, but often if I have this in my starting hand, I'm casting it on 5 just because it means you guaranteed get to knock off something. Granted, there's not that much that kills a 5/5, but there is like a common black spell that does kill this. Leaving it vulnerable is a little bit of a risk here when you can get a guaranteed kill if you play it on 5. York has a nice hand behind here. He has Gargantua, Phyrexian Gargantua, the Shatter of the Oath, and he has Edge Wall In, but one of the best lands we've seen at Uncommon in a very, very long time.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think Kitty just drew the Red Tooth
Okay.
Genealogist. Just trying to put some blockers in front of this troll, but
So
uh,
it looks like Philip has just sort of said, I pay tribute with my 3/4 to the troll essentially because
hit
it's a free
X.
kill here.
So is York rocking with any other removal in
I
hand
mean,
to
he
deal with
has
both?
Shatter the Oath, but wouldn't you want to Shatter the Oath after you've got the roll off of your Fonzbane troll?
I would think so. Also,
I
I
imagine
don't
that would
think.
be the play that I would want to do.
I guess York just wants to jam. Troll go burr.
Yeah, but he could have done. I mean, he wouldn't have had an attack with it, but he could have cleared out the creature. I mean, granted, he wouldn't have had much else to do this turn. He's trying to second edge wall in here. If he draws some adventure creatures, his hand is going to be he's going to have a lot of recursion here. It's going to be hard to beat actually.
I think I like the previous play you were mentioning. If he fought, waited a turn, and then shattered, to still have the free attack, or at least
Yeah.
eat a creature on this coming turn. But now he's going to be forced to swing, or I'm sorry, fight something, and then just leave it back.
All right. So York is looking at Callous Sellsword on top of his library. Yeah.
I mean, having a bottom helps the adventure part, and then with the end, he could get it back later.
Yeah. Well, he's just gonna put it on the bottom. He says maybe I need something maybe a bit more impactful than a 2/2 here, which that's fair. He's gonna cast his Gargantua. So I mean, Chris York, we know him well. He's a two-time league winner. He's basically the founder of this server, responsible for bringing the league to our store in Montreal originally, and then online, and looking to get back in the top 8. Hopefully, it's been a little bit for him. So he's looking for a good run this league. And Philip M, he's been here for a few months, but only 2 leagues in. He already has a top 16, and he was rookie of the league in his first league. So definitely a good player. He was our feature drafter for the rookie of the year cube that we did in the summer.
You got to
So
admit, it's pretty sweet to watch right then and there. I've had high hopes for Phillip.
yeah, no, he's I mean, like I said, so he's a newer player to our server, so we don't know too much about him, but he's here. He wants to, he's getting involved in feature matches and been active on the server. You know, we're gonna see where he goes from here. I believe this is his first. This might be his first official feature match. I mean, he played in the rookie of the year, so we had him there. But yeah, it looks like York is the one he's afraid of is this dream spoilers. Um, I mean, it's a 2/2 flyer. He doesn't have anything to block it yet. I haven't seen that card go off like it looks like it says it might. But like to me, it's just been a format of 2/2 flyer. It matters that it's a fairy sometimes. That ability is. I think it used to
Happens,
be
right?
better. I think it used to be better a long time ago because there was. I think there was a card Dream Spoiler Witches from like Lorwyn that had almost similar text and was quite good then, but maybe the card hasn't aged well necessarily, or that effect isn't that good anymore.
I think they thought with the adventure mechanic, it might be a lot better than what it is, but it seems a lot of the adventuring in like blue and black is sorcery speed, honestly. So there's almost never a time to use it and get the value off
All
it.
right,
Not that I've seen yet.
so we have got a beefy board here on both sides. We got 4 power creatures all over the place here. Um, I mean, I imagine Philip is going to attack with his Witch Stalker at the very least because it doesn't block as well.
I think he's heard you. We're swinging it.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. And York's going to block with his Phyrexian Gargantua. I mean, if he does have Recursion, that would be a good one to get back, draw some more cards. He's drawn a Tempest Heart here to go along with Territorial Witchstalker, Bestial Bloodline, another Edgewellen, and then this Tygam looks like he wants to cast. So, um, again, a bit of a strange include here, but maybe he sees something in the card that I haven't seen yet. So, look forward
Yeah,
to seeing if he can utilize it.
I think Tiger would benefit from like having any kind of evasion, but it seems he's going in, and it seems we'll just get a trade here.
Yeah, so he can cast the he could also cast the spell part of the Tempest Heart, the draw two, discard two, because Bestial Bloodline he can just dump in the graveyard and get it back, and the Territorial Witchstalker in his hand honestly is not doing too much. I mean he'll cast it. I mean it can attack next turn I guess.
I guess the good news for York is well, he just drew a screen puff. So
Okay,
before that, though, there wasn't really much to add to the board. But I think Philip
yeah,
wants to just kind of draw more right now, and
yeah.
trying to get
The
this
Scream Puff is
duelist
going to sort
online.
of be a stop sign here. Yeah, I did want to discuss briefly this Territorial Witchstalker, which has not really been a high performer in my thoughts so far. Um, I feel like not having the third power on itself in order, like basically, there was this card from I think it was M21, Drowsing Tyrannodon, which was a 2 mana 3/3 defender, and it couldn't attack. It could attack if you had a 4 power creature. You just had to put 1 power on it, um, and that card was quite good. So this Witch Stalker, if it was just a 3/3, and you just had to put 1 power on it and start attacking, but the fact that you need either a 4 power creature or you need to pump it twice somehow has brought it down quite a bit from where it should be. So interesting
See,
that he opted not to just play his 4/5 last turn, Philip.
yeah, I was curious about that also. I mean, the 4/5 with Death Touch is pretty good. You
Yeah,
could always offer the trade.
look, I'll never turn down a back for seconds, but I think he could have found a bit of a better spot to use it and just gone for the 4/5. Like that would have prevented a lot of these attacks. Um, So interesting. He is going to cast a not. I assume he's going to cast his not dead after all here, and then I suppose that'll get to rebound, and he'll get to do it on something else, even though it's not that great of an effect. He'll get to cast it on his upkeep and give something else
Do it again.
protection if it dies. You know, Philip can just say I won't block it. So I mean, we're seeing. Tygam did something.
It's the question is what's Philip's follow up play here? He's going to like throw the Scream Puff down. He does have the discard 2 card spell, though it's only going to
I
discard 1 card.
he's at 7 now, which means he's gonna need 2 things here. I mean, this is looking a bit grim for him at this point. Honestly, he needs 2 things. One creature will not do. I mean, he could block in and go down to 1, but he needs
Well, he
uh,
did
he needs to turn
draw
this
his
around.
bestial bloodline. That won't do it though.
No, that's like to me that is like a week 1 card. Honestly, Bestial Bloodline. I feel like once you get 1-2 losses, that card is out.
You think? I want someone to run it now in their week 6 deck.
I mean, with rolls in the set, like you just don't need to put an aura in your deck. You have cards that just make auras. I mean, yeah, I know it comes back from the graveyard and all that, So again, the Not Dead after all doesn't actually increase anything's power. It just gives it protection if it dies, which I mean, you'll take. It's free real estate here. Um, I
Does York
mean,
just have lethal here?
yeah, Chris, yeah, York can just get back his bestial bloodline, cast it, and that'll be that.
Well, let's see if he finds the line.
He's drawn the
York,
genealogist, which will also
here.
add the necessary power to the board. But I mean, I don't know. Not sure what the pause is here. I mean, you don't need to
I
show
guess
him an extra card. Just pick up your bloodline and win the game.
so. If you were playing green, would you play the Thundering
Thunderous
debut
debut.
also? Yeah, would you play that?
I mean week one. If I had enough ramp and if I had a 2-color deck, then I guess you throw it in there. I mean,
Not sure.
it does read well. I mean, you get to he needs to put it on the Witch Stalker or the Tempest Heart here, right?
Find out.
Because looks like he's putting it on the Gale Fang, which I mean, not that it's a favorable position for Phillip, but it does actually allow him to untap.
Okay, we're just choosing to jump here, take 6.
I mean, if you would have put the bloodline on one of the other creatures, the game is done, I believe. I mean,
I mean, I
the game is likely to be done either way, but
yes,
um,
he only drew a 2-drop, and there's no way to double spell, no way to remove a creature off the board. So I mean, congrats to York on game 1, staying hot.
yeah. So York's white cards are the Knight Errant of Eos that you spotted previously. He also has a Sir Armont, and he has one of my new favorite cards, the
Is it the bunny?
Regal Bunnycorn.
Oh, the bunny, 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 bunny.
We had a good time with that the other night.
That is
Um,
one of my favorite cards.
it's fun, as well as the Tie Gam, which again a bit of a strange splash, but yeah, make your playables and move on from there. Yeah, so York is running a one of each Plains Island Mountain for some of his spells and adventure cards, but otherwise it's a green black deck. So couple of unusual splashes, but nothing too out of the ordinary for week one, right? Week one is where we see sort of the janky versions of everyone's pool.
Yeah, did York access to his full sideboard?
I didn't quite catch if he had a full sideboard, but
I was
so
curious. It looked like Phillip just only kept 5 cards for sideboards. There was like wasn't much for him to do.
okay. So I mean, possibly for I mean he's played one match, so maybe he's just is he just 2 colors, Philip?
So far from what I've seen, he had just 2 colors, just green
Okay.
black.
So he's just playing basically as you do in week one sometimes. Just play all of your cards of those colors, and you maybe you splash something, maybe you don't, but you basically don't have a sideboard until you either play more colors or lose a few more.
Yeah,
That's not too out of the ordinary for week one. So York's hand's a bit slow here. He kept a slow hand and it got slower. So he kept a hand with 2 4-drops and a 5-drop, and since then he's drawn another 4 and another 5 and a land. So next turn he'll be able to deploy the Howling Galefang, the 4/4. After that he has an Ashiok's Reaper, which is the 3/3 for 4 uncommon. He has Tie Gam, which he's very far from casting, Sir Armont, and a Shatter the Oath. And he's drawn an island, which I guess gets him closer to Tie Gam. But what's Philip looking at here?
We're looking at 2 Tempest Hearts, a Gale Fang, a Candy Grapple, and a the Tempting Apple. So a lot of 4-drops over here.
All right. Well, we got a 4/4 here to to stave off these early small creatures on Philip's side.
Yeah, Philip did draw Return of the Wild, so looks like he's gonna
Okay.
generate a human and ramp up to that 4th land. I
Yeah.
guess at
So
this point it's not ramp; it's just catching up.
no, this is a ramp, right?
Well,
Or
he
well, he
missed
would have
land.
otherwise he's hitting his land for the turn rather than ramping.
Yeah,
So, okay. Yeah, Return for the Wilds has been a very, very important card in a lot of draft decks because it enables an early Hamlet Glutton in draft. So it basically, as long as you have a land to play on turn 4, you can get your Hamlet Glutton, all included here. You get the 1/1 and you get the land. Utopia Sprawl has been a similar standout card for. I mean, Utopia Sprawl is very good, but it also allows you to get that early Hamlet glutton, which has been sort of a linchpin of the green decks here. Uh, so return to the wilds. Here comes Ashiok's Reaper here. I mean, I'm sure York would have preferred to play a Sir Armont, but he does not have a white source as of yet. So two of the cards in his hand are currently out of commission as far as being castable.
Funnily enough, Phillip just drew Hardened Scales.
Wow, Hardened Scales.
Yeah, I guess with the 2 Tempest Hearts, if you can get it to trigger, that could make his board state a little better.
He also has the Mushroom Man there, the 1/1 that can put a counter on itself. So
Oh,
the Toadstool. Yeah.
Does that cost 3 or 4?
It costs
to activate?
4 mana. So, not a
one or
card
the
I was
other.
expecting to see cast, but maybe. Maybe it'll get there. I know York himself is a fan of unconventional includes. You know, whenever he hears me say a card is unplayable, he'll try and find a spot to fit it in a deck to prove
Take the
wrong.
unplayable challenge.
Yeah, so like we're seeing with York sort of the standard week 1 problem: play a few off color cards, not not find your sources and not be able to cast them. You know, this is classic 3 color plus issues here. But you know, he does have a board in the meantime.
I'm curious what the play here is. Does he go for the double block on the 3/3? Do a bit of a like sack the whole board, candy grapple?
Yeah, York doesn't have anything behind here, so I mean, he has a Shatter the Oath, but there's nothing worth using it on at this time. I mean, maybe if the Toadstool guy gets a little large, he might fire a Shatter on that if Phillip doesn't play anything more impressive. But
Well,
I would
Philip just
like.
drew his fifth land,
Okay,
so looks like we're in business to start doing some things here.
so this unlocks. What else is in his hand? You said.
Just 4 drops.
Okay, so we're just gonna see him cast spells now. So York's drawn Graceful Takedown, so another removal here. I imagine he's just going to use the Shatter the Oath here. Graceful Takedown will not kill the 4/4, Shatter the Oath will. So pretty straightforward turn here because he can't cast his Sir Armont.
I think we get into a bit of a slugfest here.
Yeah, well, I mean, if Phillip has a bunch of stuff to cast, then you know I would say he's favored with what York has currently. York's deciding if he wants to use his Graceful Takedown here on the 2/2. He almost assuredly won't.
Yeah, this starts becoming a race. I mean, Philip does have the tempting apple. Most people aren't prepared to play around that.
Yeah, that could turn
But he
things
did
around.
do some removal and curse of the werefox.
Okay. This could be interesting.
Yes, Philip's looking at just deploying the 3/4 right now, just keeping like presence on the board.
Yeah, 3/4 is good. I mean, the 3/4 looks like it's gonna good chance it could get targeted by this Graceful Takedown in hand. So obviously Phillip is he could have attacked with the 2/2, but he is basically open facing a double block here. And Crystal Grotto now opens up the rest of York's hand. I mean, he can't cast both, but he can cast Tygam, or Sir Armont. Gonna go for Tygam since Sir Armont gives a roll token, and he doesn't. He already has a creature with a roll on it. So
we also could go for the fight, and then it rebounds, right?
well, Tygam has to attack first. Yeah, it's a strange card. It's a 3/4 with no evasion that has to attack in order to do anything, but it doesn't inherently have any way to get through. So look, Phillip just trying to prevent damage here. He just chump blocks with his 2/2. I guess he's planning to play more beefy stuff and hopefully, not have to keep chump blocking here. Chump blocking is not the route that you want to go most of the time.
Sad. It feels like chump blocking is in the future because all that's left in the hand is the Curse, the Werefox, and the Tempting Apple.
All right, so we got a Sir Armont here, which can put a roll on the Tygam, and then we have a Red Tooth Genealogist, which can put a roll on the Sir Armont. So everything's going to be very large here. So the Ashiok's Reaper is going to go to 5/5, Tygam's going to go to 5/6, and then Sir Armont himself is even going to be a 6/6 for next turn.
I'm really liking this pressure York is putting on him.
I mean, Crystal Grotto. Crystal Grotto was the key card that he drew that allowed him to do this, because otherwise he just have 2 uncastables in hand, right? And he just opts. He chooses not to block, and Well, the consequence is that his life goes to 0. So that's going to be our second of 4 feature matches. So we got a little bonus this week. So thanks to both players for giving us that extra entertainment. And we'll be back in a little bit with our next feature match.